Deadly Tarantula Girl coming to you guys from my studio. Today I'm doing a live with Sean Ramos from Old Troy City Reptiles. This guy is super awesome. He was actually scheduled to be interviewed in the past, and we had to reschedule. So I'm super excited to have him here today. I want to thank him for jumping in. How are you doing today, Sean?
Good, good, really good, really good. Thanks for having me on today. And yeah, so I apologize about last time. So yeah.
Things happen sometimes. I totally understand. So,
Uh,
tell us a little bit about Old Troy City Reptiles and what you're working on these days.
all right. So a little bit about us. You know, when I first started out, it was just me. I was with my wife at the time. She was my girlfriend, and I just started, getting more like, this was like 14 years ago. Getting,
Okay.
more into reptiles, like, getting, I had all different species back then, like what the snakes I'm talking about. Um, and then I really seen the, um, the things, the combinations you can make with ball pythons. And in Massachusetts, we cannot own reticulated pythons.
Okay, right.
Uh, so I wanted to kind of create, you know, things that I like, things that I like that look so, like different and unique. And there's so many base morphs out there, and that we can just stack genes. Like I don't believe in stacking too heavy because it kind of washes the pattern out, but
It can, yeah.
quality, quality, um, you know, uh, stuff we started bringing in within the past like 9 years, about 8, 9 years now, but buying from big breeders. I really wanted a pie, but back then pies were going for astronomical amounts of money.
Right, right.
So I bought some het pies, and they never proved out. That's one thing. Um, when it comes to like buying hets, I buy my het. I only deal with very few people now. Garrick the Meyer being the main one from Royal Constricted Designs.
Right.
Uh, we got a few snakes from Reed over at Tallgrass.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, my wife actually got me a few years ago, got me two snakes from Justin Kabelka.
Ooh.
We were watching, we used to watch, he was, when I seen him, like, before I knew who he was just making amazing things. He was light years ahead. He's still light years ahead of pretty much a lot of people.
Right.
So my wife seen a few snakes that I really wanted to like that I was interested in, and she ended up, getting me two snakes. It was actually my birthday and Christmas, so like 10 days apart. So it was like, a birthday and a Christmas gift.
Oh.
Um, but I did get it early. I didn't get it, I got them like 2 months earlier. So, but she said it was for my birthday and for Christmas. But so yeah, so then my wife really started getting into it with me when she started seeing the stuff I was producing. And it was around that time, like 8 years ago, we got rid of a lot of our collection. I think we got rid of pretty much our whole collection, and we were bringing in more quality stuff.
Okay.
I wanted things that, as you know, you could have two different pastels. I mean, I know pastels are real Sabuji, but it could be used to do some cool stuff. But you can have pastels that grow up and they turn brownish. You can have pastels that grow up and they hold their colors. And it's like that with a lot of snakes. A lot of ball pythons, as they age, they do brown out. But I tried asking the buyer, hey, can you show me the parents? I want to see what the parents look like.
Right.
And so we slowly started building up our collection again, getting a lot of it from Garrick DeMeyer. We got a few snakes from Brock Wagner, Tall Grass. My wife got me 2 snakes from Justin Kabelka. Um, and then another guy that I just recently I was dealing with, and I actually got a pied 100% het clown and I'm just CD constrictors. Forgot the gentleman's name. I'm so sorry, but yeah, he produces amazing stuff. We got we got a pied 100% het clown from him, and we just we started just dealing with reputable people who didn't have like a bad name behind them. Because what I mean, I don't mean a bad name. What I mean is, what will make or break a deal with me is, well, for one, if you got quality animals but you got shitty customer service, I won't deal with you.
Right.
Customer service is the biggest thing that it's besides the health, and the care that you give your animals, and the honesty when it comes to like selling pets. People have to trust you. People have to believe you. They got to know that what they get is what they get. But besides that, customer service is so huge. Responding to people in a timely manner. And sometimes you will have hour, 2 hour phone conversations, and you know what, you won't make the sale. But you know what? I'm not in this for the money. I know it sounds crazy. Like, I'm not in this for the money. And I've been doing so many giveaways on my channel, and I'm not doing it for subscribers. I'm doing it just because I'm in a position right now that I can do it.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't, I try to, my channel, I try to gear to, a lot towards education. Just because when I first got into it, I remember my first ever clutch. I bought an adult female off this gentleman, and like 3 months later, I remember going to change her water out, and she was wrapped down around eggs.
Mm.
Now, even the person I bought it off of, they didn't want to tell me how to incubate. This was, okay, I would say probably 11 years ago. They didn't want to tell me they didn't want to give me any information.
Uh-huh.
So it was so hard to get the proper information. So I just, I know it's out there now, but, I just, there's different methods people use, and we just show people our method. There's not one method to doing, everything. Like, people use, like, I don't use light diffusers when I incubate my eggs. I don't. I use vermiculite, and I do 200 grams of vermiculite to 200 grams of water, and I just rest the eggs right on there. And I've been doing that for years. And who taught me that was an old time. When I met him, he was in his early 60s, but he had bred everything from corn snakes to Burmese pythons, retics, scrub pythons. He bred a boas. But when I met him, he was doing venomous stuff. He was mostly working with like venomous reptiles, but he took me under his wing and kind of like taught me, not about like the venomous reptiles. Yes, I did learn some stuff, working with him, but I'm not experienced the way I would feel comfortable owning one. But I did gain a lot of respect for people who do work with hot snake, venomous snakes. It's totally different. But he taught me pretty much everything I know. And well, then I just started saying, okay, adding my own twist to little things and see if this would work a little better. So, with the knowledge he gave me, and then, the trial and errors that I made along the way, learning from that, every season I always learn something new. And I always tell people, like, if they have questions, they can leave comments. And some people, they don't leave the comments; they email me because
Uh-huh.
they think that the question's stupid. And I tell people, there's no such thing as a stupid question. Um, because I don't. And if somebody, like, that's why I really don't deal with Facebook too much in those groups, because people will bash somebody, that doesn't really know much but ask a question. And
Right.
so, it was, I got out of the whole. I got a Facebook account. I mean, I know it's active, and we post stuff here and there, but I'm not super active on Facebook. I post stuff on Instagram, and I'll post stuff, videos here and there on YouTube. But um, I spend a lot of my time, just returning emails, responding to messages, and probably about an hour a day I commit to that. Not because, um, for one, I'm a father and husband first. That comes
Right.
before everything. Um, I work a full time job, so but even around all that, I still try to give the people who are interested, you know, in getting a reptile from me. I try to give them the best experience possible because I look at it as an honor that they're coming to me. It's my pleasure to be able to, give them something that I created, and they're interested in that because there's so many people breeding ball pythons. They could go to anybody, but they're coming to me for a reason, and I appreciate that. I really do. So I try to go a little bit above and beyond when it comes to customer service. I believe that is, you know, uh, again, besides cost, the quality, I mean, the health of my animals, all that comes before anything, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to the reptiles I'm talking about, not, like I said, husband and father first, but with the reptiles, their health, that everything's okay with them, and then after that, it's the biggest thing is customer service because, that'll make or break, that I actually turned away some really decent animals at really decent prices, but the customer service was shit. It was crap. And you know, I'll tell you one of the best guys that I personally dealt with. Well, I'll give you two of them. Was Garrick Demaya. He responded to every. He actually gave me his personal cell phone number. Whenever I had
Yeah.
questions about animals I got from him, or if I was calling him and I was looking for something, he always called me back within the same day. Or I didn't get to the phone, he left a message. Um, and then another guy got really great customer service from was Sean Bradley when I got to the puzzle project.
Yeah.
Um, and I love Sean Bradley because he reminds me he's been doing this way longer than me. He has so much knowledge in his head. But I just respect him so much because he kind of reminds me of like my in some ways where I just will say something because you know you say the things that a lot of people don't want to say because you don't want to be looked at as oh well, he said this about so and so. Well, no, if something's right, it's right. If something's wrong, it's wrong. And you know, it's just I like the guy. I really like him. I do. I really do. I know some people may think differently about him. I have nothing bad. I love Sean Bradley. Matter of fact, we just had the other day he texted me to see how I was doing, and it's like like wow, like dude, I purchased I got to the puzzle project and like he, every once in a while he'll text me and see how I'm doing and
Yeah.
like that right there is big because it's like they don't just look at you for that money, that they're making, off you. They're keeping in contact with you. That's a big thing to me. That shows me that he wasn't just after me for the purchase, and actually he wasn't after me. I went looking for him.
Right. Right.
but again, yeah, customer service is big, and I mean, there was a lot of other people who gave me great customer service, but right off the top of my head, yeah, Garrett Amaya and Sean Bradley were amazing. They were so. But going back to Old Troy City Reptiles, yeah, it's me, my wife, my 8-year-old son, and I know he's not in a lot of our videos, that I make, but we try. He knows for a kid his age, he knows so much. It's so rewarding to me to when someone comes over and they're looking at something, he'll tell them what heterozygous, it's a het, and tell them what a het means. How you get a visual and these two copies. And for an 8-year-old, excuse me, he's really, really smart, man. And you know, um, he you know, when we were at Nerd, Kevin, Kevin got a kick out of him. You know, Jason from Jason's Exotics left a comment on there, and Jason, my son loves Jason. Whenever he sees them, he's always like, Daddy, you gotta go. I'm going to see Jason. I'm like, all right, but yeah, we're a family. Small. We're not super big. But we do have, a lot of good future projects. Like I'm super excited about, the puzzles. The clown pie project that we got, the male got to grow up a little bit. Our hypo clown stuff. Our het sunsets. Those are like animals that I invested more in, not to make money. I invested in them because I wanted to see, like, and it's been made already. I think it's been produced by Brad Bowens, but I thought I was going to be the first guy to get, Calico into, Sunset. And I'm like, gosh, they beat me.
So is that something that you're doing this year?
Well, my female, she's ready she's ready to breed now. But I didn't, back in October, she wasn't up to weight. I want to wait until this upcoming season, this October. And then I'm going to pair them and, hopefully hit, fingers crossed, maybe 2 of them. Hopefully she goes for me, because sometimes, we do all we can, and not all of our clutches, not all the females will go. So,
right.
And a lot of
what parameters do you use for when a male and a female are ready to breed on ball pythons and on berms? Because I know you work with both.
All right. Well, with berms, this is the first time that we're gonna be breeding berms, and I've never done it in the past. But I have friends who have done it, and they I actually had someone like 2 weeks ago was over here, and they were looking at the size of my male, and they said, give them a few more months.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I'm gonna probably wait until like again September, October, because I threw him in there with her twice, and he was like on the other side, she was on one side, and so he just needs to, I think, to mature a little more. So
have he gone off feeding at all?
No, he hasn't. He hasn't. Yeah. So, but again, I only put him in there twice. My buddy came over. He breeds berms. He's been doing it for years, and he looked at them. And he popped them. To check if the sperm plugs. And he just, he's like, just told me, he's like, do yourself a favor, give him, a couple of more months. Don't really shit. And again, breeding reptiles is a marathon. It's not a sprint,
Right.
So now, as far as my ball pythons go, females of no less than they at least have to be 2.5 years old. People say 3 years old. I bred a female that was 23 months old. She was 1,800 grams.
Okay.
And first time mom, and I got 5 healthy eggs from her. So I usually go females 2.5 years. And they got to be over 1,500 grams.
So
And they
on that little 1,800 gram, almost 2-year-old, did it seem to take any kind of toll on her health, or did she handle it well?
No, no, not at all. She handled it really well, and when she did lay for me, she was she was like a perfect mom. She had all the bait. She was wrapped around all the eggs, and very defensive. I usually throw I'll get like a rag, put it over her head. I'm not listen. I don't want you to think I'm afraid of getting bit, but again, they're so defensive of their eggs, which is a good thing. I mean, that's instinctive. It's maternal. It's in it to protect their eggs, and so I just get like a rag or a face cloth. I'll place it over her head, and then I'll uncoil them. But yeah, but no, she showed she did great, and I bred her two. It was 2 other seasons I bred her, and then I let her go. And I had I held back two of the females from her clutches. And
What was she?
She was a GHI, a lesser GHI, and she was 100% het hypo, and I held back a GHI lesser. Actually held back two female. One was a female GHI lesser. The other one was a female pastel GHI lesser. And yeah, they were. One of them was a hypo. The other one was 66% het hypo. And that unfortunately, the 66% didn't prove out for me. But yeah, so we bred that, and I actually have offspring from still I have one snake from that, which is I don't think the like is I don't think I think the hypo's washed out of it because I thought I really didn't go the hypo way with it, but it's my GHI calico yellow belly, and everyone looks at it and they think it's like a GHI, like Mojave GHI, and it's not.
So
The father.
you can't really see the calico in it.
No, I could pull her out and show you. You kind of can see like the sides are more washed out, and she's more she's not really dark. She's brown, but she's not as dark. Like I love the GHI, like Mojave, and I like dark snakes, but she's not as dark as I would have liked her to be. But I wanted her for my asphalt, but my asphalt ended up dying in December.
Oh, what happened?
Well, I think that I kind of take blame for it. It was his first season breeding. He was right around 800 grams, and I was pairing him to a pastel yellow belly spot nose. I was pairing him to a super yellow belly ivory, and I was pairing him to pastel jungle warmer yellow belly. And I just think that, he did go off a food feed, but he started losing a lot of weight, and I think his body condition wasn't too good. So I stopped breeding him, and it was in the beginning of December. I stopped breeding him. He was only breeding for a few months. Started breeding him like the first week of October, and I stopped breeding them like about 2 months later, and he kind of his like you know his body condition started getting really poor. I started noticing the difference, and it's weird. I don't know why, but I started noticing the difference like after about 6 weeks, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna go so hard. I'm just gonna go once a month, and um, that's what I've been doing the rest of this season. I just been going once a month locks, and I already have a few clutches in the incubator. So I'm not gonna push my males as hard as I used to. What I mean as hard as I used to, I would have him. I would have a male maybe with in 1 week like two females. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's now it's just once a month, and I won't put a male to more than four females. But again, so that's one lock once a week. You know,
So
uh,
here's what's your philosophy on, do you ever pair multiple males with a female? I know that some people never ever do that because they want to know exactly who the father is, and other people like to pass a few males through. What do you think about that?
we did it here one time, and it was my son. My son wanted to breed. It was his first time. It was actually last season, um, and I explained to him about it and that you can have a dual sire clutch and what that meant. And so he picked the males, and he had that one female, and he was putting the female in with. We have two Pastavi Ghost, um, and so he was using one of them, and he was putting two different males in there, and um, we didn't end up with a dual sire clutch. We ended up finding out who the father was, but we did do that. But I don't like doing that for the simple reason is I like to know what I have. I don't
Right.
like I don't like to guess between multiple snakes. Okay, this is she went to him, or him. It's just like no, she was with him, so there's no questions. And especially, I'm making a lot of hets for myself,
Uh-huh.
so I can't do that. I have to stick with. I make a game plan. I sit down like in September. I go through. Okay, what am I going to breed this year? And I'll write everything down, and then I'll keep looking at that, and then sometimes I'll critique it. Okay, well, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to put this male to this female. So but by the first week of October, I usually have everything written down. We have a game plan, and we don't shake from that game plan. The only time we will, which who really messed us up this year, and it's not his fault. Maybe he's just not. It's just not. He's not going yet. He's 1,000 grams, but he's just not locking yet. Was our pastel bamboo fire that we got from Brock Wagner.
Oh wow.
And I had a few. I actually had three females for him, and he wouldn't lock. He just wouldn't lock, and and I know sometimes it can be a compatibility thing. Not as much, like say if you're working with water monitors, could be more of a compatibility thing there. That's a big thing. But I know, I've noticed sometimes it is a compatibility thing. Because I'll stick a male with a female, he will not lock with her. It won't happen. They won't. It just won't happen. And then I'll put them in with another female, and then within a half an hour they're locked up.
Right.
And I'll try again with that female that he didn't lock with, and it won't lock with him. And sometimes I'll throw a piece of a shed from another mature male in there, and so yeah, I really believe that sometimes it comes down to compatibility, but for him to be that way with three females, I just say, you know what? we're just gonna put them off, and you know, we just had to change the game up real quick with those other three females. And actually, one of those females we gave off. We taking the year off, and
So
uh,
was he showing sperm plugs?
oh yes, oh absolutely, absolutely. Um, uh, he's uh, he's he's like 17 months, like seven. Yeah, he's like about almost a year and a half. He's right a little over 1,000 grams. And you know, when I first got him, he was like a hard to feed at first. You know, like he'd be a real picky eater. After about like 2 months, then he just started, you know, slamming every week. He wouldn't miss a meal. Um, but yeah, but he didn't go for it this year, so he didn't lock with no one this year. So when something like that happens, um, that's why I always believe in having a backup male.
Yeah,
And
definitely. So
I
did
didn't
he
have
end up pairing with anyone that you
no.
know?
Excuse me.
Did he end up locking up with anybody that you know of?
Well, no, I got him as a hatchling.
Okay.
No, he didn't lock up with any of the three females I put him with. So I just, changed it up real quick. And again, we gave one of the females off the season off, and the other two we just, started putting. We put pastel banana clown too, and one of the other ones we put our pastel pied with. So we're gonna be making some pretty cool het pies and some het clown stuff. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be making a lot of hets for myself. And again, I can't hold everything back, so there's gonna be some stuff that'll be available. And
Awesome.
but
Do you
yeah, so
primarily sell those on Morph Market?
I don't really I like when I go to the New Hampshire Reptile Expo, I want to bring as many animals as I can with me. I want to
Okay.
bring all my um so besides that, I'll post some pictures on like Facebook. I'll post some pictures on Instagram. But well, last year I posted some stuff on YouTube because I've only been on YouTube now for like I think a year or a little bit over a year, and people contacted me and reached out to me. But yeah, I like that I like to go to the expo and have a full table,
Yeah.
and I get to meet the people in person. They get to know me. They get to see me. I give them a business card. All has my personal cell phone number on it. It has all of my email on it, my personal email. And, you just want to get to know them, and it gives me an opportunity to ask them questions. Like, what you have a setup already for it. Um, I just and I do ask them questions. I do ask them questions to people I don't know, like, what kind of setup you have for the animal. What do you use it for heat? And I'm glad I do that. I do that, and I'll continue to do that because there's been times that people said, "Oh, well, I bought this kit over here because at the expos they'll sell a tank with a whole bunch of stuff in it." And they bought a kit for it, and the heating pot was a heat lamp. And I kind of told them, well, you can go with a heat mat and then a thermostat. And I actually walked with them and and introduced them to a friend that was vending there, and they took care of them with the heat mat and the thermostat. So I'm glad I did that, just because um, I don't know. I just don't think like radiant heat panels are great. I just don't think the 150-watt light bulb, which was in there, a heat light, would think it was too much, and they didn't have a controller for it. They didn't have like like you can have the dimmers, and then it didn't have that. So I'm glad I asked them questions because
Well, I think that a good conscientious breeder does screen their buyers and does educate their buyers as well. And although that's difficult to do, especially when you get up to be, big, we have a responsibility to do it. I try my best to get back to all the messages that I get. Obviously, regardless of whether or not people purchase from me, and I really appreciate other breeders who do that as well. So I think it's great that you do that.
yeah, I mean,
Oh, I want to give a quick shout out to some of the people that are here on the chat. First of all, DEA, Andrew from DEA Exotics is here and said to say hello.
Andrew, what's up, brother?
Matt Stanton is here saying hi. Glenn Jenkins is saying hi. Alex is saying hi. Arachnotomy PT is on saying hi. And so this guy Matt is saying that he just subbed to Andrew on DEA and to you as well. So yes, you do have a channel. Tell us a little bit about when you started that and what kind of the goal or the path of your channel is.
Okay, so it was about a year, a little over a year ago, and I know that because uh, Timmy Lockman texted me the congratulations, it's been 1 year, and I didn't know these. So, but that's how I knew it was a year. But so um, yeah, thanks to the gentleman who subbed, appreciate it. I want to congratulate Andrew on his clutch he had. Now, going back to why I wanted to start a YouTube channel a few years earlier, but I was told, look, Sean, there's a lot of bull crap on there.
Right.
People are gonna stand to you, they're gonna this, they're gonna, and I just didn't want to deal with drama. I didn't have a problem like locally in like New England, mostly Massachusetts. I didn't have a problem like getting rid of my reptiles. I didn't have a problem. It's like I felt comfortable, but I wanted to broaden and let and just get out there more. And on top of that, we were doing a lot of the Boys and Girls Clubs. We have a couple of videos up there. We did the Boys and Girls Club. We recently did a birthday party a few weeks back. But I wanted to show the educational side. I wanted to try. Then I just do a little more educational stuff. As far as how we do things. I went as far as showing how to check for RI, the signs and symptoms, full video on that, a video on how to administer antibiotics. Because at the time I did have a snake that had a respiratory infection. Said, let me take this opportunity to show people how to administer antibiotics. Let me, I got a few ball pythons that I wanna sex, I wanna probe them. Let me take this opportunity and show people how I do it. And just, so it was like an educational thing. It's like a passion I have. I feel more like people will say, oh, you're a breeder, you're a breeder. I feel more like an educator because I want to, if I can help somebody, I don't care again about having thousands and thousands of subs. I really don't. If I have, subs that I can loyal to the channel. They watch it because they like the content. Listen, we don't got the best camera setups and lighting. We use a cell phone. That's all I use. In the future, yeah, we'll get there. But I started it because I really wanted to, do the educational part of it. I really wanted to, get out there. I met some great people. but again, being on it for a year, I don't have that many subs. So it's like, and one thing I'll never do again is I'll never do a giveaway for subs because after the people won the snakes, I lost a lot of subs. So I
Mhm.
realized there were people here that were just for the giveaway.
Yeah, that's
Now,
kind of a double-edged sword. Yeah, that's tough. Um, so you're first of all, just so you know, it took me forever to grow to even 1,000 subs or 10,000 subs. And I feel like my channel is still, I mean, we're still pretty small, but we work on it every day. We do our best to publish quality content, try and get important information out there, and if people like it, hopefully they subscribe. I don't ask people to very often just because I forget. I probably should try to more actively recruit, but I feel like if people like what they see, common sense dictates that they'll probably like it, share, and subscribe. But
yeah,
so one thing I wanted to ask you about is, you know, so I actually asked the people in the comment feed if any of them have channels, and I said, of course, I know DEA does. I've been on his channel, but
yeah.
I think that other people were saying no, none of us do. So, oh wait, I don't have it. Oh no, and Matt said he didn't have a channel. I thought maybe he said he did. So what would you think? What would you say is the hardest thing about being a YouTube content creator? And obviously, how do you handle hate and criticism? Because I know it can be some days you just want to punch somebody's lights
Um,
out.
well, yeah. See, um, I did post a few videos where I was venting. There was two incidents, but one of them that really, really got me. Um, somebody left a comment, um, and then again, a lot of people had my email because I would go on with Ed. We would do email time. I put my email out there. It's a great way to connect with people,
Right.
but again, that right there, you know, uh, left it. I left my email out there, and I still give it out, but I got some emails about people talking about my son and then talking about my wife in a very nasty way.
Okay.
If you say, and it was like sick. The stuff they were saying, like, I'm like, for one, why would you talk about, at the time my son was 7, like, why would you talk about a 7-year-old like that? And why would it got me so enraged that I made a video when I was like cussing and swearing and I didn't care. I'm like, screw this YouTube shit. This is for the birds. And and, then I realized, I'm like, gosh. So I took that video down and, because I do have, some younger people that follow my channel, and they get from their parents. A lot of like we do the educational stuff at the Boys and Girls Club. A few kids will sub to the channel, and
Right.
you know you know yeah it's just I have to be conscious of what I'm putting out there, and I can't act off emotions. And I realize people are gonna say what they're gonna say. They're gonna, and you're always gonna have some negative comments about you. And I could just picture some of the really big people because me being as small as I am on YouTube, to get the hate I was getting, I don't know, and I don't know why I was getting the hate. They were just saying like nasty stuff. Um, but it is what it is. I just would say if you're gonna make a YouTube channel, just come in it with it. Be passionate about it. Don't give up because you're not growing how you want to grow. Don't give up because people are leaving negative comments on there. Just because at the end of the day, those people that are leaving those negative comments, like I feel bad for them. Like there must be something wrong with them for them to
Right.
be saying something. So it's kind of like, okay, you can leave that comment and I'll erase it because I don't want people to read that stuff. But it's like, I don't. Again, I feel bad for the people that do that, and I regret making that video. I do, I really do, because after I thought about it, I'm like, wow, this guy must be a really messed up individual to be saying what he was saying about my 7-year-old son and my wife. Like, my wife doesn't come on a channel that much, and my wife is like the kindest person in the world. My son just he's an 8-year-old innocent kid who's just a kid.
Right, right.
As being a father and a husband, that got me so enraged that yeah, but I do regret making that video because I don't know if some of the younger viewers seen that and heard that, and if that was the case, then I'm very sorry. That but this was months back.
Right.
But I made a promise to myself that I don't care what someone says about me, and I had some people say some nasty stuff about me, and just because they were coming on my live streams, and when I was able to go live, and they were just saying stuff, and it was getting the people who were there with me, it was getting some of them annoyed. So they were like, block them, just block them. So I ended up blocking them. He sent someone a message, and the message again. I felt bad for the person because there's something wrong with them, but it's like they said something. I think I sent you I think I sent you a copy of the email. I know the somebody sent me the screenshot of the comment. I think I sent it to you because they had mentioned me on your Burmese Python video when you gave me a shout out.
Uh-huh.
They left a comment in there, and
On my video?
yes, yes, but I think I sent you that. But yeah, the person said something, and like my mother's no longer here with me, but the person said, you know, this I don't want to repeat it. But the person said
Uh-huh.
that, what? So like I'm saying, I just don't. If you're gonna do YouTube, don't get mad at that stuff. You know what? I know as much as it frustrates you, if people leaving comments like that, they have something wrong with them. They either need to, they either have issues going on in their life, or they're, and if they don't have anything wrong with them, they're just true, genuine haters. That's cool because I tell people, like I love to tell people, like, hey, I need more haters because all my old haters are starting to love me. you know, and again, I don't want anyone. I'm always positive, man. I really am. I try to stay positive. Whether on YouTube and just in life in general. Life's too short to be, negative about stuff and just be hating on people. I don't hate on anybody. Do I disagree with some people? Yeah, I disagree with some people. Will I ever bash them? No, I won't bash them. I recently made a video and talking about a really, really big guy, and I didn't bash him. I really like the guy. I really do. I genuinely like the guy. I met him in person. He was great to me, great to my wife, great to my son. And, I just didn't agree with, you know, what he wants to be, what he wants to be, do. So I just made a video just talking like, hey, this isn't, this could never happen for us. Like, there's no way I can have all these ball pythons in these massive these bigger enclosures, than rack systems. But again, like, but I still, it's not like I made that video with any hate in my heart. I don't hate the guy. I
Right.
really, really like him. I really do. I genuinely like the guy. And, you know, we have a reptile here that we got from them. And again, I like the guy. I really do. So, but just because I like someone doesn't mean if I disagree with them that, you know, if it wasn't someone so big that had such a big impact and that was taking steps to have meetings and stuff, I wouldn't have went and made the video. But I want the people to know, like, guys, listen, I don't want people thinking, you know, because there's going to be a lot of influences there that now what, people don't want to buy a reptile off you, or they don't want to come to your table because you breed out of racks. You're a rack breeder. And that's the way I look. I don't know. So I made that video, whatever, and again, I didn't get no hate from it because again, I wasn't hating on the guy. I was
Right.
speaking my mind. And that's something
And
I do.
I think that's the approach that we probably all should take. Is if you have an opinion that differs from someone else, I think it's a good idea to make a video expressing your point of view, but you can do that without tearing down the person who you're rebutting against,
Absolutely.
So for those of you who aren't familiar with his channel, he's talking about a video that Brian Barczyk recently made, in which he basically says, I'm a major breeder. In the past, I've kept my animals in racks. However, I'm beginning to think that maybe large naturalistic enclosures are more beneficial to animals. And he's gotten a lot of kickback from it, saying that he's throwing, breeders who use racks under the bus, which is funny because he actually specifically said in my video, I'm not throwing breeders who use racks under the bus. I'm not criticizing them. I'm just saying that my philosophies are beginning to change a little bit. However, Brian's in a very, very different position from most of us, where his primary income and primary focus at this point is entertainment, not breeding animals. From what I understand, if I'm incorrect, I apologize. And I too have a lot of respect for Brian and his wife. I mean, I've filmed with him before. I think he's an amazing man. And I think overall he's doing awesome, awesome things for the hobby just by growing an audience base, showing reptiles and other types of exotic animals. So thank you for that, Brian. And I'm really glad that you made that video stating your opinion, but in a positive way, in a way that doesn't necessarily undermine Brian or, put him in a negative light. For expressing his opinion. I've heard that he's planning on going down that road from a marketing perspective. Like basically I don't know exactly if he's going to start selling naturalistic enclosures, that all that was kind of a marketing technique. I don't know if that's true or not. But I did promise you that I wouldn't keep you over an hour tonight. We're already at that mark. So I do have a couple more questions for you, if you don't mind. I wanted to ask you what projects you're doing right now that you're most excited about, and what you hope to do in the near future.
Okay, projects that I'm most excited about. Gosh, a lot of them. All right. Okay, so my pastel yellow belly jungle warmer. I bred that to my male 100% at sunset. I want to hold all the females back out of that. We did a black pastel pied to black pastel 100% het pied female to a visual pastel pied. We have an ivory that's possible sandblast. So I'm excited about that. She's also she was sold to me as an ivory sentinel possible sandblast.
Wow.
And again, one of my Pastavi ghosts. I put her to a lesser VPI Xanthic, so I'm gonna make some double het, ghosts and VPI Xanthics. And again, we did lesser to lesser. A lot of people are against that because they say the bug eyes. It doesn't affect their quality of life. I've done it before, and not every single one of them has bug eyes. but yes, you know, sometimes they do have bug eyes. Okay. We did a double het to double het, albino pied. Um, then I did a soul sucker. She's a soul sucker, 100% het clown. I didn't put her to a clown. I should have. I put her to a scalar's head male. Um, the female pastel spot nose yellow belly that I was putting the asphalt to. I started pairing her to just a regular normal clown. So we'll get to see the result. That's going to be something. Okay, yeah, that's one female. I did see two males this year, but it's marked down as you can see right here. I mark it down like she went to an asphalt, and now number two is she's with a clown, and I have marked down how many times she locked with the asphalt, and that was in the beginning. So again, we'll have to wait and see on that. So we got we have
So in the asphalt pairing, what are the possible offspring that you can get from that?
Well, that's we can get the freeway stuff, you know.
Oh, right. That's what I was hoping to hear.
Asphalt, yellow belly, gravel. There's a complex, the yellow belly complex, and they're in that complex. Along with Spectre. Those are all like they're yellow belly complexes. So you could like pair them together and get something like an ALS animal, act like super.
Nice.
And I love ALS animals because you get two different genes in one snake, and you can put it to a normal, and you get all visuals.
That's awesome.
A basic, a vanilla to a fire. Make a vanilla cream, and they look so amazing, especially its hatchlings. I got some exciting stuff. Like we got a leopard het clown female that we put to our banana pastel clown male. I got my NG pinstripe ghost that I put to just a normal 100% het ghost. And I mean, I have a few questions in the incubator. Like I said, what I'm really excited about is this upcoming season. Producing.
You've been working for a long time to produce hets. So what are you most excited about among all of them?
Sorry, Marita, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, okay, I got you. You're back.
Okay, I said yes because you've been working for a long time producing hets. And so what are you most excited about among that group that's going to be growing up that you have now?
Just talk about in general for what I have for hets.
That you're planning on breeding soon.
Oh well, absolutely is the 100% het sunsets.
What sunset combos do you plan to make?
What is it? Excuse me?
What sunset combos are you planning to make?
Well, I only have normal 100% het sunsets.
Okay.
So the main goal is to get the visual sunset and then work from there. Also we have a clown pied, a het to het that's going on. Next season will be better because we have an actual visual pied 100% het clown. And then the het puzzle stuff is I'm super excited about that. I love hets. I love, like, you don't understand. I love recessives, and the reason why I like het so much is because hets got me to where I am today with all of the clown stuff I got and the pie stuff I got. I started with hets because, like I mentioned before, back in the day, buying a visual pied was expensive.
Right.
You can buy, a male and a couple of females and still not pay the money that you pay for a visual pied. I'm talking this was a long time ago.
Right, of course, yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited, and then I'm also excited about my first year going to be able to produce Burmese pythons. And like Sunshine, a female, she's an albino granite, 100% het green, and
Mm.
our male Moses is a pearl, which is a hypo albino. He's 100% het granite, possible het green.
Wow.
So I can get to prove the possible het green out of him with the female, and I'm gonna hold probably one or two females back out of that because I really want to do hypo to hypo. I want to get this the all white bird, the super hypo. I love them. They're just so amazing looking.
Berms are just awesome anyway, but there are some awesome morphs. Not a ton like ball pythons, but
Yes.
I love any morph of berms. They're just incredible animals. So how many berms are you keeping these days?
Right now, we only just have Sunshine and Moses.
Okay.
I'm actually trying to bring in a female albino labyrinth, and we're trying to work that out right now.
Nice.
Yeah, trying to work that out right now, and I think it's gonna go good. Conversations are going good, and I finally got a figure from him, and I'm comfortable with paying that. So I think that's going to be our next animal coming in. Besides that, I want to be able to produce my, like Burns here. I want to bring the labyrinth in because I don't have a labyrinth in my collection.
Mm.
Hoping that I can prove the possible het green out of Moses. This way, I'll have granite, albino, green. I already got hypo, and then if I could bring labyrinth in, then eventually I'll maybe like the caramel. There's a few genes out there, a few different morphs of berms, but I just love berms in general. I kind of, you know, recently got a soft spot for retics when I went and we had a private tour at Nerd. Um, you know, Rob did an amazing job and Kevin was amazing. Like just the way
Awesome, guys.
they showed me so much back behind the scenes stuff with the retics, and I love, like, this was my second time on a private tour there. We've been there many times before, but again, the Moo 2.0 is amazing. Just the Moo herself, she just had laid a clutch of eggs. I think it was the week before, but I held her, and I held he has a new morph. I think he's gonna call it Ocelot. That's what I believe that's what Kevin wants to name it. It's
I haven't
amazing.
seen that yet.
Yeah, it's in the video. We did get that. We did get that on video.
Okay, I'll have to go back and rewatch that. I think I missed that part. So
We
yeah,
got the
Sean got to film the tour of the New England Reptile distributors, Kevin McCurley's place. So we'll link that video in the description box of this video because that's a really cool video.
that was a Mother's Day gift from
Wow.
from like they tours weren't really going on, but since it was Mother's Day, Rob told me that I can come up and they bring you come up, bring your wife. So we got it was really really cool. We couldn't record everything because we know Kevin got top secret stuff going on, but we seen some amazing stuff, and I'm so happy to be from New England because I love going to Nerd. I love picking Kevin's brain if I get a chance. Like I asked him a question in the video. Just for the viewers, I just wanted to ask him a question. If I asked him a question, he answered it, and then But Kevin's a hard working man. Like he was working. Like he was,
Right,
he was,
right.
he works in his place. Like he'll mop a floor. He'll do it. I love Kevin. Kevin's an amazing guy. Some people really like, think that some of the stuff he does, he washes out the animals, all these crazy genes. But listen, Kevin has this amazing brain, the way he thinks and the stuff he's doing with the water monitors.
Oh,
Uh,
that's what I was just gonna say. I I love his
amazing.
work with water monitors, and obviously what he did for the legislature to protect um, animal keepers recently was super amazing. And I actually wanted to talk to him about what's going on with the yellow anaconda ban in Florida right now. Yeah, I'm going to try and contact him about that. But so it's already been an hour and 15. Um, is there anything else you want us to know before we wrap up for the night?
Um, no, that's pretty much it. I just want to thank everyone who stopped in to check out, your live, and I appreciate you having me on here. And
Definitely.
I'm as far as YouTube goes, we're definitely gonna try to up the quality of our videos, but to me right now that's not important. Getting important information out there is more important to me than, but I understand, we have to eventually do something about that.
Right.
Um,
A
I
couple
just
more people had jumped on Ice Wolf, Charlotte, Dank Tanks, Matt Stanton the Mexican, DEA Exotics is saying awesome live stream. So I too want to thank the people who were on the live. And thank you, of course, Sean, for being with me today. Let me pick your brain for a little while. I'm going to link. What do you want me to link? I'm going to link your YouTube channel. Do you want me to link your? Do you have a Facebook, Instagram? What's the best way for people to reach you?
Instagram, Instagram, and yeah, the best way they can reach me is through Instagram or my email address, which is just one word, Old Troy City Reptiles. Um, but if they want to message me, they can message me through Instagram. Or if they comment on one of the videos, I always try to respond to all. If I don't get it to it that day, I always try to respond back. Within, I try to read them all. I do read
Right.
all the comments. I try to get back to all the comments within a reasonable, amount of time. But yeah, I just want to say thanks. And again, my wife's a big fan. She really likes you just because you're a female doing this, and she thinks you're doing some amazing stuff.
Thank
So
you.
my wife really, yeah, she's she's a big fan of yours.
Us ladies have got to stick together. The reptile world is not always kind to us female keepers. So tell her thank you so much for that.
I definitely will.
All right, everybody. If you don't have any more questions, which I just zipped through the chat, and I don't think anybody has any more specific questions, people are just saying that they like the stream and hello. And thank you guys so much for being here with me on a Sunday. I love you all. Thank you, Sean, for giving me a chance to hang out. Since we're so far away, we can hang out through the Google Live. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you all next time.
Thank you all.